including public holidays today, from 10 a.m. And this is a chance for you to ask questions, have a product demo if you'd like it, or anything like that. All you have to do to ask questions is just use the comments box in Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, or also you can WhatsApp a question to 356 99866 142, and I should be able to see it if I look over there. We've got some other inquiries coming through at the moment. It's a public holiday, but Anna-Lena is busy on support, giving you a hand and working through the questions over the weekend. Our support is from Monday to Friday from 9 o'clock until 4 o'clock. So that means on a Monday morning, it may take some time to get your answers as Anna-Lena is busy catching up on some of the questions we've had over the weekend. So welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us. I can see there's a few people online, and you can say also, if you just want to say hi. Luca says, I'm curious if you have a product that can be attached to a garden hose, as my husband waters a fair amount of plants with filtered water. That's really interesting, you know, because here in Gozo, we have also thought, and not tested it yet, but we have also thought of using a shower filter on our hose pipe for the garden. So we grow some, let me just reach down and get one. We grow some vegetables and stuff like that here in Gozo, and we've thought of using one of these, which is a shower filter. I've not tested the connection yet. Most of these connections for showers are half-inch connections, so it's absolutely standard. And I believe that the garden tap, or a typical sort of garden tap, is actually a bit bigger than that. So it might take an adapter to go from the larger size to the smaller size in order to be able to attach it. But the interesting thing is it doesn't matter which way you put the filter. So you could run the water that way or that way, it is still going to filter. And I do think it's something I wanted to research and I haven't done so, but now you've asked the question, I shall do that a little bit more and hopefully present that later. The filters do 40,000 litres of water. So that's a fair amount of water where all the limescale and chlorine and heavy metals are going to be removed or filtered or reduced. Definitely the chlorine, I must admit, when I'm watering the vegetable gardens, I can smell the chlorine coming out of the tap, especially when it's warm, even though that is coming direct from our tank, not the public supply. So it is something that's concerned me, and a really great question. I'm really grateful for that. So thank you, Lucia. I will look it up. If you could send us a message on the Facebook page as well, then I will tag you and make sure that I let you know when I've got some answers to that and broadcast live. But yes, in theory, I think it's worth a try. So if you've joined us live, please do ask questions. You can ask questions, as you saw Lucia did, on Facebook or on YouTube or also on LinkedIn. So this is actually TAPP Talk. You can also ask questions on WhatsApp as well. So this is TAPP Talk number 23, and the idea is that you can ask questions and get answers to them, and also that we do a product demo and give you any up-to-date news. Some of you are actually waiting for, thank you, Lucia, that's great, super, I appreciate that. Thank you for coming along today, and hope you stay around for some of the rest of the show. What we're going to do is an EcoPro demonstration, if there are no other questions. So I'm going to do a full demo on that. Just before we start that, though, just like to update you quickly on the situation with deliveries and valves. So we have some stock coming in that was due to be in already. The ship was delayed. It did not leave port on time. The shipment is coming in on the 18th, which means that we are saying to everybody that we should be delivering from the 24th of August onwards, which is the Wednesday. The courier should have all the stock by then. I have to allow a little bit of time for customs clearance and also the shipment from the warehouse into ourselves. So the other thing that some people are waiting for, replacement valves. Replacement valves are these things here. We've had a small manufacturing issue where some valves have broken. They've cracked due to water pressure, so we have been replacing them as we do when things go wrong, if they do go wrong. The percentage numbers are still relatively manageable, although on this occasion, this fault that we found has been probably the highest number. And some people have had 2 or 3 breaks. And that's happened because we've had a new batch of valves, and then we've now got a 3rd batch of valves. The 2nd batch was better than the 1st batch. The 3rd batch, we are assured by the manufacturers that there are no issues with it. And I must admit that we've worked with these manufacturers now for 2 years. TAPP Water, they're a global company in 30 different countries. And when they say that the problem has been resolved, I do put my confidence in that, and I'm expecting it to be resolved. So this 3rd batch was sent out last week, and currently UPS can't find it. Yes, I'm really sorry about that. I am hoping for an update from them. I won't get it today because they won't be working. I have pointed out that not knowing where a parcel is isn't really an option when I've got lots of people waiting, but we'll see what happens with that. They said there was a problem with the scanner. They can't find it in the warehouse. They know it was shipped, and therefore they're assuming that it is already at my Easy Pick locker with Malta Post. However, Malta Post hasn't told me that, and they haven't responded because they're also on holiday. So we should know something Tuesday or Wednesday this week. It's very, very rare that a parcel actually gets lost. It's normally between somebody and somebody else, and it's very rare that the box actually disappears because it doesn't really have any value to it apart from to our customers. And I am so sorry that you are waiting for your valves. There is not a lot I can do about it apart from keep hassling the various parties to try and get an answer. Failing that, we will be having a new batch sent to us, but I don't want to try and think about that at the moment. So if you have joined us live, then please do ask questions. We are here live. If you're watching the recording, we are here live on Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. And we're here to answer questions, or I am here. Say we, that must be my other self there. We're here to answer your questions. Or if you'd like a live demo of a product, please just let me know. And you can let me know on WhatsApp, which I can see over there. Or you can let me know on comments in Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. So today, now we've talked about the deliveries and the valves, I thought I would start right from the very beginning with the EcoPro. And the EcoPro is this water filter here. This is why actually TAPP Water is in Malta, because what happened was I was looking for a water filter for myself. I wanted a sustainable water filter because I was fed up of throwing away lots of plastic every time I changed a filter. So what I was looking for was a sustainable water filter that would be okay if there was low flow, low pressure. And in fact, I found one online and I bought it, and it was one of these. This is the TAPP EcoPro. It was sent to me directly from Spain, and I used it for a couple of months, and I thought this would be interesting if it was in Malta to try and solve the problem of plastic bottles, because what I noticed about TAPP Water is they're a very mission-driven organisation. So they are on a mission to eliminate plastic bottles for drinking water. They want to eliminate, their target is 10 billion plastic bottles a year. Our target in Malta is 10 million plastic bottles a year through 10,000 households not using plastic bottles for drinking water. And what does that mean in terms of climate control, climate change? It means that 2 million plastic bottles would not be used, which is a huge effect on the climate, which is why we want to do it. So far in Malta, we have around 2,000 households. It's actually more than that. We are approaching the 2,500 stage. And that means with over 2,000 households, over 2 million plastic bottles are being saved every year, over 500 tons of CO2. And our customers are saving €1 million a year because, of course, Tap water is far cheaper than any plastic bottled water, including 19-litre ones, and including if you think you're getting them free from the supermarket. Because if you didn't get them free and you swapped your points to buy something that you actually needed for 147 instead of a six-pack of plastic bottles or a 19-litre, you would be better off, even if it's only one pack of water a week. You would still be better off with tap water, and you would have far more water to actually to drink. So what's the difference between bottled water, tap water, and filtered tap water? Well, really, first of all, it's to do with the microplastics. You would think that it's obvious that microplastics are going to be in plastic bottled water. The research tends to suggest that when you unscrew the bottle, that's when most of the microplastics get delivered into the water. Even if you're using reusable plastic bottles, the 19 litres, which tend to be more durable, you're still going to get microplastics leaching. The microplastics is not an area where there's a lot of legislation. There isn't any at the moment. However, there's a lot of research because it is an ongoing problem. And in America, they believe, I think it was National Geographic did a research, that people are ingesting 5 grams of microplastics a week. That's a credit card a week, and that's in food and water systems. There is no microplastics in tap water, filtered water, because using one of these, which is an activated carbon block with a porosity of 2 microns, it removes all of that. You get microplastics in your tap water because it's in the sea, it goes through the reverse osmosis system. You're still getting microplastics in the system, and you're still getting other contaminants from distribution. Water services have done an awful lot to improve our tap water in Malta over the last 14 years. However, the water is still distributed through older pipes in a lot of areas, through the pipes in your building, which might be older than the pipes in your street, and you can't quite tell what's happening. What a filter does at that point is it makes sure that the water at your point of delivery is filtered and is good for drinking. So, let's have a look at what's inside here. First of all, I'm going to show you a couple of things about the tap water filter. So this is it. It attaches to your kitchen mixer here. The water runs through here without being filtered, and then you have a switch, and the water is now filtered coming through here. So you don't have to use it filtered all the time. You can wash plates with non-filtered water, and then you can drink, use the kettle, use it for cooking, pets and plants, and everything like that through the filter. It's really easy to attach to a tap. Now, most kitchen taps are going to be of this type of variety. This has got an aerator in it, and the aerator has got threads on the outside. May I remind you, if you've just joined us, I can see a few more people have joined. If you do want to ask questions, just use the comment box in Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. Just use the comment box, and I'll be able to see your questions if I keep my eyes in the right place of the screen. And you can also send it on WhatsApp as well. If you don't have access to the comment box, you can send it on 998666142. Just ask any questions you want. So this is a typical aerator. Most taps, even if they're not this shape, if they're tall or whatever, they've got an aerator like this with the threads on the outside. And all you use is an adapter, which we provide, and the adapter goes in the tap like that. It's really simple to screw on, and then the water filter just attaches like that, nice and easy, to the adapter there. So all you have to do is screw that on. I'm not going to keep it on the tap because, to be honest, with the lack of space here, it gets a little bit cumbersome. So once it's fixed to the tap, we do have a range of other adapters if you've got, I was going to say strange taps, but different taps, let's say. And if you send us a picture of your kitchen mixer on 998666142, I will soon be able to tell you if, or Annalena will soon be able to tell you if it's an easy fitting. Most are easy fitting, so about 90% of taps, something like that, fit straight away without a problem. Another 5% need an adapter, and 5% of taps we don't fit to, and we can soon tell you. The good news is it's guaranteed, so if you do buy one and you can't fit it for any other reason, then we can give you your money back. So here's the fitting to the tap, through here, not filtered. switch, through here filtered. So what's in here? Well, this is an activated carbon block, and in this one, this TAPP EcoPro, this has a capacity of 1,200 litres over a period of 3 months maximum. So all you do is change this filter here. This is the filter block. So you open this, make sure that this seal stays in here, otherwise it won't be filtering, and you just pop the unit back in the casing. This casing is used over and over again, so it really reduces the plastic, and then you pop this back into here. Now, the EcoPro comes in 2 parts. So there is a valve and there is a housing unit which use the filter. Now, you don't have to take this off to change the filter, but you can do. When you fit it, you can fit it either as a one-piece hole, or you could just fit the valve on the tap. It depends on what you find easy. If anything goes wrong, we just replace the part that's broken. And this here is an aerator. So it can be unscrewed like this, and then it can be cleaned. So that's a useful thing as well. Now, let's turn to the filter. Inside here, this is what the filter looks like when the top's been cut off it. So here you have an activated carbon block. You've got a polypropylene layer on the edge, which serves to protect the activated carbon block and also as a sort of more gross filter because the porosity is quite high. Then you've got the activated carbon block, which is doing a lot of the work, and then you've got a metal mesh over there. So there's actually 5 stages of filtration. The polypropylene layer, the activated carbon block here, and then you can hear this. These are some beads inside, and the beads do several things. They reduce the heavy metals as well as the other, as well as make the water feel a little bit softer. And also they deionizing the lime scale so it doesn't attach to your kettle and get all cloggy and stuff like that. So this is what's known as an activated carbon block. So this is what's inside that polypropylene layer. Now this activated carbon block, these are really fascinating material. It's made out of coconut husks, so it's a renewable resource. It's not fossil fuels, and it's basically crushed granular activated carbon with a food grade binder that makes it solid. This is really solid. I tried to break one with a hammer and I couldn't, which is quite interesting. And also this has a very, very wide surface area. If you took a gram of this and rolled it out, it would cover an area the size of a football pitch. So that's a very, very wide surface area in a very small amount there. So what happens is there's 2 ways that an activated carbon block filters. First of all, porosity. In other words, it's got holes in it, 2 microns thick, which are very, very, very small. Even bacteria, lots of bacteria is bigger than that. Some is smaller, but a lot of bacteria is bigger than that. So the average is sort of between 1 and 2 microns for the porosity. We say it's a 2 micron porosity. And that removes all sorts of things from your water. So it is leaving healthy minerals in, which is a key point about an activated carbon block. So your calcium, magnesium, selenium, sodium, potassium, all that kind of stuff that you need in your body, that's all being left in. But all things like nitrates, heavy metals, arsenic, all your chlorine, chloramine, bromofoam, things called THMs, which are sort of what happens when chlorine reacts with something else in the water and then produces that. They get removed. PFASs, which are these forever chemicals, which we talk about, which just seem to hang around for ages because they've been got in the water system. And all sorts of other contaminants. So over 100 different contaminants have been removed, and I'll show you the independent tests later on. So here's the activated carbon block, and also here is what activated carbon blocks look over a period of time. So you can see this darker one here, that's getting to the end of its 3-month trial. This one in the middle is a little bit younger, and this one's much older. So this is what it looks like after 3 months. And you can see that the filter is really doing its job. So all you've got to do is change that filter every 3 months. It does up to 1,200 litres. Do not use it after 3 months. That is because you may get bacteria building up inside it. If I could just remind you, if you've just joined us, by the way, or you're watching the recording, you can ask questions in the comment box. Please do pop in and ask any questions on the TAPP EcoPro or anything else you'd like to know about tap water. This is 1,200 litres over a period of 3 months. So a family of 4, 5 and 6, you're going to not have any problem about the capacity of the water, but do change your filters after 3 months. You do not want bacteria building up. And because the kind of filter it is, being organic, it is going to degrade over a period of time. And the tested results show that whilst up to 3 months, every time you're flushing the water through, you're flushing out bacteria, so you never get a build-up. But after 3 months, that becomes less effective. So that's why we say change your filters every 3 months. 4 of these filters, which is all you need, a little box of 4 filters, €69 a year. That is 4,800 litres of water for €69. That's about 2,500 plastic bottles, something like that, which is €1,200, something like that. So you can see that, in fact, I think when I worked it out per litre, the plastic bottled water is 10 times more expensive than tap water. So we've also got these being used in offices, so small offices of up to something like 20 people. 10 to 20 people. At 10 to 20 people, you're changing your filter every other month instead of just running it for 3 months. You'd have to calculate how much people are using. But basically 2 litres a day, 5 litres a week, so 10 litres a person a head. And you've got, over a 3-month period, you've got like 400 litres every month coming through here. So around up to 20 people, you're not going to have a problem. 10 to 20 people, you might want to change it. Up to 10 people you won't have a problem. 10 to 20 people you might want to change the filter more often. So we have several offices that are using this now. And then people keep their bottled water in the fridge, and they're also using it for cooking and cleaning. So there's a little diagram here of the actual filter. You can see everything that I've explained here. The water is coming straight through and it's not filtered. And then you've got your various layers of the filter. So that's, you can see these ones. That's actually a picture I took when we had the tap van out on the road. That's a nice collection. We use those at the stands and the shows as well. We still have that little collection of filters. This one at the very end, the darker one, this is the one. This is actually from Bournemouth. And it was a customer who'd used it just after 3 months. And I went to see it in the first year that I was distributing tap water here in Malta. So we give a guarantee. Why do we do that? Well, people ask, can I taste the water? And the answer is, well, you really want to taste it at home. So buy one, have it at home, fit it, use it for 45 days. If you don't like it, we'll collect it and give you a full refund. And we do that because 95% of people keep their tap. So we know there's a good chance that you're going to keep it. We also know with the description that you would give if you didn't like it, whether there's a solvable problem or whether there's a non-solvable problem. So I have had the experience now after 2 years of being able to be able to advise people depending on what they say if they didn't like it, but 95% of people do and they keep it. We've had independent laboratory tests done. They are on our website and always visible. They've been tested, these actual filters have been tested in both the States, in Europe, and also we have had them tested done on Maltese water. So we did that in 2020. And the tests are great. There is no free chlorine, there's no bacteria. The hardness is actually quite soft. There are virtually no THMs, and I can never say that long word, but it's very important that we don't have any of those in the water because they are linked to cancer. The heavy metals have been reduced, and last week we discussed some research on heavy metals in Maltese water, and in fact it's very dependent on the area that you're in. I think it was something like aluminium is quite high in the south, and gozo is quite high in lead in some parts. So there are no traces of, or no significant traces of heavy metals in the water once it's been filtered. And that's the same for the nitrates, obviously very important here in Malta because we know our groundwater has got nitrates in it from the fertilizer used in the agriculture. And also the sodium, which at 27 milligrams per litre, if you're drinking a couple of litres of water a day, 50 milligrams is a tiny amount and hardly perceptible. So we have great reviews on water filters and also on getting help and service. And that's not to brag, that is also because our customers, we try and say to them, please do contact us if there is any problem whatsoever. Get in touch straight away. A lot of the time we might have seen the problems before and we can offer a solution to it, or at least we can advise you what to do. So we have a lot of great reviews on the website and also on Facebook. And if you've just joined us, if I could ask you if you've got any questions or anything like that, we've just run through a TAPP EcoPro demonstration. If you would like to ask any questions, then please do so. You can see the reviews. And we are live every day, Monday to Friday, at 10 o'clock. And the idea is that you can ask us questions or ask for a demo of a product. And I need to put that one back. And also you can get details of the schedule here at tappwatermt.live. You can also see the reruns. So what we've done is every single subject is put into reruns. There's a short demo of the EcoPro. There might be a longer demo of the EcoPro, a shower filter, or different questions that come up. We try and put them there. There's also on there, if you can't meet us live, there's also a form that you can fill in for a question, and I'll cover that at a later stage. I'll get an email saying that you would like this question covered, and I'll be able to cover that for you. You can contact us at hello@tappwater.mt and ask a question, and you can also catch us on WhatsApp, 998666142, and you can also ask questions on that. So finally, just to mention that I've done an interview with Rachael Hollwey, who's a Pilates instructor and also a TAPP Water customer. And Rachael is running a course on pain relief and management starting at the end of August. So we actually have a blog article, which I can show you here. So we have a blog article that I need to add it to the stream. Sorry about that. Let me take that off so that you can see it properly. So Rachael is a very inspiring character. She has a chronic disease and has also written a book about surviving depression and anorexia and all sorts of things. And after surviving all of that and recovering, she then got diagnosed with a chronic illness that is painful. I say quite painful, sorry. Is painful. And Rachael has learned using her skills in Pilates and various other methodologies. She's used to be able to find some pain relief and managing it, as well as having a normal life. And when I interviewed her, I remember in particular, it was more about not being free from pain, but not allowing pain to run your life. So Rachael says she still has a life and she does an awful lot, and she runs a charity, she's organising a musical event in the UK, and she's a very, very inspiring person. So if you see this interview on YouTube, you'll be able to get it on our YouTube channel. Just go to tappwater.mt/live. You'll pick up the YouTube channel from there, or you could type in tappwater.mt/YouTube and you'll get to it there. And she's running a pain management course that starts on the 23rd of August, and you'll be able to see all the details there. So let me just take that off the screen. That's super. Thank you very much for joining us on this Santa Maria Festival. It's been a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you for your questions. That's given me something else to try and research and look up. I've been meaning to do that for ages and not got it done. And now I've got a really good reason. So Lucia asked before about attaching a product to a garden hose. And we have a shower filter, and I'm going to research that and come back with an answer soon. So thank you for that. Super. Have a lovely Santa Maria day, and I'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Thank you.